Hello, I'm Sheriff Danny H. Rogers of the Guilford County Sheriff's Office. I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Coffee with the Sheriff. Today, our special guest is going to be the principal, Kandil, with Triad Math and Science Academy here in Greensboro on Creek Ridge. Well, I think that is a very, very strongly hidden jewel for the community. I really do. And so we want to take this time out to sit here and have a few minutes with him in conversation-wise.
Thanks so much for having me, sir. I appreciate that. My name is Fatih Kandil, principal at Triad Math and Science Academy. This is my 6th year at Triad Math and Science Academy, and we love our learning community. We enjoy it each and every day, working with students, families, and the surrounding communities.
Yes, sir. Well, I thank you. I thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to allow me to sit here and to glean from you, to learn from you, to see what is it that, how I could do better, or how the Sheriff's Office or the community as a whole can do better. I enjoyed the fact that we was over there with you a couple of weeks ago doing the tour. Thank you also very much, you and Mr. Cool, for taking us through a tour over there. Got a chance to interact with some of the students, got a chance to see a lot of the students. I think we saw quite a few of them throughout the school, how they interacted, how we saw how they communicated together, how they was being teenagers, but still yet learning under a very, I believe, a very strong structure, but a relaxed structure.
Right.
If that makes sense.
It does. It does. Perfect observation. I appreciate it. Well said.
Yeah.
Yes.
And interesting, I got a chance to look at the signage on the wall, the pictures of those that have graduated or graduating, those that are going to Title 12 schools, like Big 10 schools, Big 12 schools, HBCUs, Big 10, Big 12. I mean, how we go first? What, you know, I don't leave anybody out. I like to try to make sure I include everybody. I like the fact that I noticed the diversity, the DEI, the diversity, inclusive, and
yes.
Talk to me a little bit about that. When we get a chance to look at the way that diversity and inclusiveness, all of it comes together. Talk to me a little bit about
Absolutely, absolutely, sir, definitely. It's a very diverse population of students, families, and staff. We have international students, we have international staff members, we have local students from all different backgrounds, languages, cultures, religions, and then the best part is everybody have great level of respect for each other and each other's differences. So it's not like tolerating, it's embracing it. Right. That's how we actually enjoy the climate together. Whichever community has any particular event, I mean, it's the Native American Heritage Celebration, Black History Month, Multicultural Festival, we welcome the families actually to not only let the students perform, join us. Yeah. So because it's not a matter of only dealing with the students, it's a learning community. Parents must be part of it. Even the grandparents, uncle, aunties, everybody is welcome. As long as they're going to offer something positive for the benefit of any one of our students, we want that. We welcome that. So that's to us very powerful, because we believe diversity with all those differences and all those similarities is like a garden of flowers blossoming all the time at Triad Math and Science Academy. We truly enjoy that. Of course, that impacts their social, emotional well-being too.
Yes.
You know, when they feel like they're welcomed, no matter what differences they may believe they may have. Yeah. They're welcome every day. They're respected every day. They're treated equal every day. And then, you know, then they can produce the best in terms of their own benefits. Right. Academically, socially, emotionally. But any student, I mean, it's the research. If they have any kind of a fear, any discomfort, it's going to inhibit learning, then the school is not going to do its job. And we don't want that.
Right. So, and we want the children or the teenagers to understand that they're been raised or been groomed for leadership. They're going to be in leadership.
True.
Or another.
Right.
You're groomed to be in leadership. the positive or the negative piece of
Exactly.
it. You know, so I like that. I like the idea of what I saw, the diversity and the culturalness when it came to the teachers. I mean, it's just, you know, and the thing is, you know, I move around to the schools, not as often as I'd like to now because I'm so busy internally with stuff, but there's a lot of other things going on, and I try to make sure that I spread myself out as much as I can to show my interest throughout the entire community, not just one side of the community or one school, you know. But when I walked through your school, I got a chance to, I saw the camera system in the gym, I think it was.
That's right.
I saw, I understand with the vaping, vape detector.
Vape detector.
I'm like, why are we so far behind, you know, in the school system that we oversee or that we work in schools with as SROs?
Right.
You know, and it just throws me. I've asked for availability to have the access to the cameras to our school, I mean, for our deputies, you know, for calls and stuff like that. Of course, we're still working on that, so I won't touch too much on that. But it's just, it's about making sure that we protect and serve
Exactly.
the students, the staff, the parents, everybody coming to the schools, on the school ground. And I saw that over there. Question, are y'all considered, is triad math and science considered a charter school?
Yes.
Okay,
It's a public charter school.
public charter school.
Funded by the state and federal and local dollars, all tax dollars only. The way we accept students is through a lottery.
Okay,
Per the law, when you have more applications than the number of seats available in your building, you have to have a lottery in place. And then that's pretty much what we have. So the students apply, and then no matter what kind of academic possession they have, no matter, you know, where they are in terms of their growth, if their name comes out of the jar, they are in.
okay.
And then we believe that we can teach every single one of them.
I believe that.
Right.
I believe that. I believe every child could be taught.
Yes, sir.
Different level, on a different level.
Of course, of course.
But I believe every child can be taught.
Right.
I saw, we watched the different segments of the airplane,
Right.
The airplane play that they were doing, drama, which was great, you know. We watched the dance, the different tribe dance,
Yes.
which was great. I mean, I'm thinking like,
Thank you.
what in the world, you know? When I was coming through school, which was a long time ago, but not really that long time ago, if I may use it that way. We were only around black and white.
Right.
That's what we grew up in.
Right.
And then we dealt with segregation. Then integration began, you know. But everybody still yet was like they was afraid to talk to other side of the tracks.
Exactly.
Or, you know, when I see this with you all,
Right.
you know, it makes me more appreciative. It really does, and because you know, as I began the career back in the career that I'm in, I knew that I myself needed to be more cultural diversified. I wanted that, but I didn't know how to go about doing it. And I tell you, it just all worked out.
Right.
People pulling me from here and there, you know, showing yourself respectful and being respected. It works, you know.
You're very good at it.
Well, I thank you. I thank you. So let's talk a little bit about the mental health when we look at our children, because in this day and atmosphere, children are just like older adults.
That's right.
Middle-aged adults, young adults. They dealing with life.
Very true.
You know. Yeah. So how do you deal with that without calling any names and because we won't do that. Sure. But just the fact of how do we get them to a point where they know they can trust Principal Kandil.
Right.
You know.
Thanks so much. Well, in terms of their overall well-being, socially, emotionally, mentally, we have several interventions in place, and then most of them have become so natural already. One thing, for example, is I believe that visibility is important, accessibility is important too. Our admin office doors are always open for our students, staff, open door policy whenever they need to come see us, no appointments needed. For parents, they need to schedule appointments, but for internal stakeholders, they should feel comfortable to come talk to us, explain their concerns, come up with proposals, and we support them. We have a very well-known statement that, whenever any student, any teacher, even parents come up with some proposal, we say, please go for it.
Yeah.
Let us know how we can support you.
Yeah.
Then ownership increases. Then they get, they become
like
part of the community, part of the culture, and then they know that they can make a change. So it's not just a principal in the building making decisions. The parents can come up with suggestions. It's approved and go for it.
I like that.
Right.
We have to feel like we are listened to. We are heard.
Yes, sir.
Because although they're young, they deal with relationship issues.
That's true. That's true.
I love him or I love her, and
right.
this hit, and then, things go south, and then they deal with that. Or better yet, they deal with parent issues.
Right.
Feel like mom is this and that, or dad is this. But they need to talk.
Oh yeah, exactly.
And then when we're talking to them or listening to them, and I found myself listening to me.
Right.
From them. I'm like, oh God, they talking to me. That's me talking.
Right.
When I was that young,
It's powerful.
Yeah. So we are in a position to give back to what we have received. Which is good. Your marketing. How do people find out about Triad Math and Science Academy? I rode through Creek Ridge, and I was for years, and I saw a sign. I knew it was a school, but I didn't really know the structure of the school.
Right.
I didn't know the makeup of the teachers and the diversity. I just didn't know anything, And then I got a chance to get called out to come and do a tour and visit.
Right.
I was honored.
Appreciate it. Likewise.
Just honored the fact that I got a chance to learn some greater structures, different tools that will help our youth. When I look at our youth of today, they have so much drama and trouble and things that try to work against them.
Right.
And as a sheriff, or better yet, even if I wasn't the sheriff, as a man of God that He's called me to be, to listen to our children. Exactly. That's the key. And I want to listen to them. So when I watched you all and saw the marketing stuff on the walls, man, it was just amazing to see the students on that wall. That's just real. So how do you market that out there? How do you get that out there?
Well, we are trying our best to have our community members to inspire each other. Mm-hmm. Because if they see that, hey, the student sitting next desk is accomplishing this outcome, why wouldn't I? Right. So it's not too far of a shot. For example, the student who went to Harvard from Triad Math and Science Academy.
I saw that.
Right. She received full ride scholarship. And then we have been extremely proud of her, and then she talked to our students.
Didn't she get $350,000?
Yes, sir, she did.
I saw that.
For 4 years, her dormitory, books, food, everything is covered.
That's almost $500,000.
It is. And then we use that a lot with our students. We tell them when they come for tutoring or Saturday Academy that is free to all our students, we say, you're not coming here to just actually sweat and struggle, but at the same time, you're making money. If you get your scholarship, college acceptances, look what she did. She got almost $500,000 throughout her education in the high school years. So it is powerful when they see that, those goals can be accomplished within our society, within our community, and then they inspire each other back and forth. In terms of external marketing, we have our social media and also our website and everything else. But to me, I think the most powerful one is the word of mouth.
Yeah.
that the parents are talking about, that the students, the teachers are inviting other colleagues to come and work for us.
Okay.
So that's very powerful. That's
Yeah. Speaking of that, I went to an office last week. I think it was a week before last, and they was all excited. Said, "Yes, sir. One of our parents' daughter goes to the school that y'all went to." I said, "What do we do? What did we do?" I said, well, "I was excited about being there." They said that they were excited about you all being there. We are a sheriff's office we're different. You know, we enforce the law. Sure, that's our job. But we're different. We love you first. We love on you when we enforcing the law too.
exactly.
But it's just the fact that we see ourselves in people, and where they're at and where we come from, and to be able to give back or be able to be poured into, it's amazing. Talk to me a little bit about your festival you have coming up.
Sure thing.
Yeah.
We have, this is an annual event that we have every year, multicultural festival. Here you can see several countries are going to be represented through folk dances, cultural outfits, food, music, songs, exhibitions, presentations, and of course we encourage, yes, members of different communities to represent their own background, but at the same time we encourage the other community members to join them. So not just be the audience, but at the same be part of it.
Participating, yeah.
Exactly. For example, when we have the Black History Month event, it's not just the African American students. We have other students from different backgrounds participate in the event too. We have Hispanic Heritage Month, and then we have students from different backgrounds in the Hispanic Heritage Month celebrations, not just the Hispanic students. So to us, this is very powerful, very welcoming, and then it's one of the biggest events, signature events throughout the year for Tri-Dimensional Science Academy. And we would love to invite you and your team to join us if you don't mind.
We'll make sure we get it on the calendar.
We sure will.
We'll get it on the calendar and see if we're in the. I think that's the weekend that I'm in sheriff's training.
Okay.
Sheriff's school, but we send some people out.
I appreciate it.
The deputies love to come out and eat good food.
All welcome.
God,
All welcome.
So the church I attend, Love and Faith Christian Fellowship, as a multicultural organization, and it's amazing that we have that too.
Right.
In November, I think it is.
I see.
And it's good to be able to see the difference of the dressing and the food. It's just awesome. It's just awesome. What else you have there? Well, talk to me a little bit about your
I also
your
have,
stats.
right.
Go ahead.
This is actually about our 4-year performance. This is during the last time of the
This is during COVID.
Yeah, COVID times. So the learning loss was huge, that students went down to 52.3 during the last portion of the COVID times. And then as soon as we came out of it, the first year, 93.4% of the students showed growth. The next year, 92.3%. And as of last year, 95.5% of the students showed growth at TMSA. Wow. To us, this is extremely powerful.
A question.
Yes, sir.
So what I hear and what I see, or maybe what I envision, is the fact that they were in school with their peers and their friends, and when the numbers were going up, when the numbers were low, they were isolated.
Correct. That's very good observation. Absolutely, very good point. Yes.
And we saw some of the same thing with us in law enforcement.
Right.
We are the essential piece of the community. We must go into it and deal with it, regardless what comes.
Exactly.
But although we're going in, we're still dealing with loneliness sometimes.
Right.
And deputies got a chance our officers got a chance to see that.
Right.
And I believe at the same time we was able to bring Dr. Sobin and Dr. Ellison in to help with the being able to listen to the men and women that work here, sworn and non-sworn. And that's something to help us get through those times.
Exactly.
Not only just for them, but the residents that were here help us. I mean, we experienced some unprecedented times.
Exactly.
And that's just something. But keep on, I'm sorry.
Okay, no, that's fine. So,
Do you have a scan bar there?
yes, we do. So as a result of these results, North Carolina Department of Instruction have a goal set for every school in the entire state. So for the past 3 years in a row, Triad Math and Science Academy has been exceeding the goals that was set by the state for us. So we, in a sense, have been surprising DPI that, okay, you set a goal for us, but we're going to go above that. 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, which tells us that it's not a coincidence. There must be something going right at Triad Math and Science Academy.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. So when we look at this, when I see this,
Right.
then I think about the fact of other science and math academies.
Right.
Academies. What are you staying at? What do y'all rank at? Is there a ranking and where you stand throughout the state or throughout the region? How does that operate?
In Guilford County, we are the only school with this scale of a growth in the past 3 years. We actually studied every single school, the public schools, the charter schools, and in the past 3 years, this is the only school that was able to show this much growth cumulatively. Overall, the school was here as an F grade level during the COVID times, but then currently we jumped up to a B school level in 3 years already. Now we're shooting for becoming an A school, and we're confident that our community can accomplish that as well.
You know, I listened to some of the kids telling me they travel from 35 miles
They
away, 40 miles away.
Right.
How they really, to go to school?
So some of the parents in particular, they told us that one major reason they're choosing TMSA is because of the diversity. In their own region, they're coming from like 45 minutes away from an old, they thought their kid was going to be exposed to only, you know, a few structure, few profile of students. That are,
I get it like I was coming up in school.
right, but coming to TMSA, it's everybody.
I saw that. I saw that. I mean, I don't know how many countries you have there or whatever representing, but I saw quite a few. And I want to say this: it was amazing to be there, and for the children to feel comfortable,
Right.
and knowing that they were safe around us.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Exactly.
You know, with all the atmosphere and stuff going on there, you know, I deal with my own fault out with the government here and there. You know what I mean? I deal with that. But the thing is, the community that I serve,
Right.
that I work for, they're gonna know they're safe here. You know. Now we get people in place that need to be in place.
Of course.
You get what I'm
Of
saying?
course. Yeah.
But it was just amazing for them. It's how they treat us. I was just like, man, I had a good time. I had a blast.
That's great. That's great. We have open house session every year to the new coming families, and then in the very first slide we present to them is that at Triad Math and Science Academy, our priority is not education. Then everybody stops. What is he talking about? The principal, you know. And then the second slide says it is safety.
Same thing.
Because if the teachers don't feel safe, if the students don't feel safe, if the parents don't feel safe, no outcome, no positive outcome. But once they feel safe, then we're on the money.
Well, I tell you, I saw that. I saw the cleaning. I'm gonna tell you, man. I mean, all right. Now, I said, I know they didn't clean up just for us to come in. This place stays like this.
Yes.
You know?
Yes,
And it's just amazing. One more thing I want to hit on a little
Sure.
bit. Because we deal with such a strong opioid, fentanyl,
Right.
marijuana, cocaine going through. And we try our best to stop as much of it as we can.
Yes, sir.
You know? But how does that, we try to make sure that our students,
Right.
you know, I wish I could save all of them.
Right.
But you know, not all of them gonna listen to me. You know. But how do you all deal with that?
When you have students, let's say, running in the hallway, if I tell them to stop running, it takes them a while to stop and then follow the direction. If I tell them, can you please walk, then they immediately stop. So one thing we try to do at Triad Math and Science Academy is to occupy them with positive things as much as possible, so that in their minds, in their thoughts, in their hearts, they don't have room left for negative things.
That's it.
We try to occupy them with like extracurriculars, the athletics, the arts, and all those kind of things in addition to academics. It's just going to make it more meaningful to them. That's our goal, to have our students see the meaning in life. So it helps them to actually learn better. It helps them to enjoy the life better and then become happy members of the community we have.
That's very
Right. A few years ago, a retired judge heard about our school and then he wanted to come and visit us. I welcomed him and then he came and then we spent some time together. He said, "Who are those kids outside?" And I said, "They are the students during the recess time." This is middle and high school setting. And then every single group of students, excuse me, 6th grade through 12th grade must go outside without cell phone and then enjoy their time in that fresh air.
Yeah.
It's a requirement. So he said, that got my attention. And another thing that got my attention in the building when I was walking around was that you guys don't have much of an obesity issue in your building with your students. So our students, they go out for recess for 30 minutes every day, every grade level. They exercise, they run, they chase, they cheer. And then, you know, they come back in the classroom by getting rid of the excess energy of their age, right? And then now they're ready to learn.
I noticed that.
Yes, sir.
I didn't notice it. I didn't realize it until you just said it. I did notice that.
Right.
That there was a lot of children, young teenagers, young adults, that was in physical shape.
Absolutely.
I mean, I didn't see. I don't even think I saw maybe one or two that wasn't as in good physical shape,
Right.
but they was in physical shape. I'm pretty sure from where they come from.
Right.
You know, but it's good. But I just want to touch on that a little bit, and then I was amazed when you see you had a basketball team, football or
Football,
something,
soccer, volleyball.
Yeah, I'm like, wow. So I mean, it's not like they are an occult. They are children
Yes.
that have been given the opportunity that normally would not have been given to them if they had not gone through the process of being able to come to a triad math and science academy or to a math and science academy.
Yes,
First of all, I want to commend you for the great job, you and your staff. I do. I want to commend you and your staff, and I want to commend the students and their parents and their guardians for what they are doing. You all are doing as a team. To me, I see productivity moving forward. I see aggressiveness of leadership in a positive way. You know?
Exactly.
Must be intentional.
Thank you.
Because if it's not intentional, it's not going to work.
That's true.
Be intentional.
That's true.
This has been another segment with Coffee with the Sheriff. I am very impressed with the Math Science or Science Math Academy, Triad Math and Science Academy, or better yet, to any academy that has structure that is helping us build the United States of America. That's just real talk. You know, when we're talking about let's make the United States of America great, it begins with our students coming from home and our teachers instructing them, helping them become who they believe that they can become in a positive way. This has been another segment with the Guilford, the Sheriff. I want to say thank you so very much for taking time out of your busy schedule to look at us, to hear the principal great works that they are doing over at the Triad Math and Science Academy. Please contact them regarding your student on the lobby that's coming up to get them in. Thank you and have a blessed week.